Oh. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Nah, I got very good cheese left here. The way my computer's working right now, the mirror image I'm seeing is dinky. But I'm trusting that it won't be what it does. I've got so much crap building up. Well, I can't see with that glasses. That's for old age. Oh boy, 12/19. I actually have to do this. Like 4:23 in the morning. Didn't get done work until 12. I got home about 12:30. And I wouldn't wish. Well, I could have wished for a lot of things. I did. I think I just trusted Daddy would provide somehow. I learned how to unblock somebody when Diane had to block a fisher. Somebody's trying to take her money by thinking she's stupid. A lot of people get caught up in that stuff. And nature works that way, actually. I unblocked Deb Cross and I unblocked Sharon. It says you gotta wait 48 hours for that to work. It's probably a cool thing. Most people block each other when they're pissed off and they don't want to fucking argue no more. It takes me a lot longer than most people to get over it. I feel bad about it actually, but it had to happen. Sharon and I did nothing wrong to each other, and Scott, who was her husband, did nothing wrong. Society basically said, you're young, you don't need to have any money, so deal with it. So I couldn't provide. There's a lot of people who are dealing with it right now, by the way. Supposedly that's nature's way of picking what needs to be and what doesn't need to be. And I have to be okay with that. See, I just never made the baby because I didn't think that I could provide for them. think Daddy provided for both of us, all of us, in terms of her family and mine. She told me, because I was throwing all kinds of them at her when I finally reconnected. You got your family, I got mine. Keep yours, leave me and mine alone. Yeah, I got you. Diane and I don't have kids because she couldn't have them, and I could never afford them. And females just accidentally make them sometimes. Males do it too, you know. But, I actually thought about it. Ow! The abscess. But nonetheless, in the brief time that Sharon and I spoke in what we consider public, I wouldn't talk to her on the phone, and that's totally private. But I said, to talk to you on the phone would hurt too much, because I just want to run down there and grab you. I'm not allowed to do that. So I ended up trying to pin him, and I was also new at Facebook, and I was trying to build a base of people to talk to. And I ended up, because there ain't no other way, I guess, unless something else happened. Somehow I supposedly asked her kid to be my friend. And that was the short circuit that allowed her to be pissed off at me. She had every right to be, but not about that. I have lots of 16 to 18-year-old female friends. I ain't interested in sex anymore, to tell you the truth. I'm more interested in who the fuck you are. Sex is for kids. Especially with that kind of sex. Pee too. Yeah. Well, I know when I'm not in the body, but we'll see what happens in the body, actually. Even while I was throwing venom, I had to back up and say it because I didn't have enough money, and this had to happen that way because of it. But I don't hate Scott. I don't hate her kids. I don't even hate Sharon. I could never hate Sharon. Probably could never hate him after being youth has passed. a very good habit, but the beer summit had a value. Being totally drunk and getting skunky with each other is not a good idea. But Lyndon Johnson, actually, there's a lot of politics in everything, especially when it comes down to getting things done. Lyndon Johnson, it was a different time, said, though he had a dog with him too. We're going to sit down and drink together, and we're going to find out what the facts are, and we're going to make a deal. I'm going to give a little, you're going to give a little, and we're going to get something done. Lyndon Johnson, I am the president, and you are the Speaker of the House, or whatever you are. And we are representatives and servants of the United States, and we need to get a deal done that is beneficial to the whole in the future, as well as the president. Yeah, I'd like to see him do that now, in 1950, just after World War II, the rich were paying 94% taxes. They were still the bosses, but all the nutrients were going to make sure the country was whole. It has changed since then. Now we borrow so that, I don't know why. Actually, I think that it's like Rome. Is the entry-level working class is slaves. They can't live on their own. They need assistance. And you look at all the things that are going on, it's really ridiculous. This is not balanced. This is not clean. This is not good. But it's competition, isn't it? Nature runs on that. Nature also has a lot of devastation in your own. It's not a good thing. Supposedly, changing gears, supposedly there were dragons. Doesn't really make sense. We are the only thing that actually do this, smoke. Because we're the only ones that are able to do it. It takes brains and fingers to do that. It's really not great. The tobacco plant came up with nicotine to keep itself from being parasited upon. I kill you, you eat me. I kill you, you smoke me too. Somehow nature has, well, America wouldn't be here without tobacco, so keep that in mind. It's a very complicated place. December 21st, which is supposed to be a magical time, is coming up in 2 days, 48 hours. And I pretty much listen to whatever Daddy asks me to do, if I can. Diane likes company, I like company. As long as we're not being forced to bitch at each other and rip each other apart, it happens. Deny anything and put two of them together, and they'll say, you suck, you suck, you suck, both of you. Example, I heard about this when I was a kid. If you can and you're mean enough, grab two cats, tie them up by the tails on a clothesline right next to each other. They'll rip each other apart. They'll both die, and they'll hate each other because they can't get to you, but I can get to the thing next to me. You did this to me. Oh, they'll both die. Neither one of them did it to each other, but they'll kill each other. That's what happens when balance is not correct. There's a lot to that, by the way, too. There's a lot of smart people out there. Hopefully I got a few of them on the wall of hope, but you really need to think about it. I can do this when I'm not drunk, and I'll tell you this every time I make a video. But my life is my life, and I have to live it. I have a industrial park within walking distance, which is awesome to an extent. So I never worked in anything like that. I was always in retail, but they don't pay squat. They treat us like slaves. Learn how to be pretty and do everything right, and I'll pay you a penny per hour. 100 years ago. But it becomes less and less. As they get richer and richer, they pay us less and less. That's not balance. I actually see that the older generation is looking down and saying, well, we moved up the ladder, we're making okay, why can't you do it? Because they don't. They're parasiting. I really hate parasites, right? Oh, there's so many kinds. And who's going to kill them? I ain't going to do it because I have no power. When you have world wars, a lot of things get dead. And they just the parasites. In fact, they're the hardest to get. But we learn along the way. We're human, ain't we? It's one thing we have that nature doesn't. We learn and we become smarter. On some ends we care a lot more, on other ends we care a lot less. But nature will balance. Daddy promises. He said it will be on heaven. Heaven cast out everything that sucked. He didn't say you sucked. He said the rules are, this is it. It'll be on earth as it was in heaven. Actually, in heaven, he said, if you can't be nice, you get out. He probably also offered a lot of guidance. We're trying. Thank you. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm going to give it my best shot. glasses on. I don't like making videos with my glasses on. I don't know. There's so much that needs to be done, and you know, for real, I can see it's kind of like X-Men, you know. It's a cartoon, you know, and they make better things nowadays. But Clash, man, good versus evil. Yeah. 4:43, man, I gotta get to bed. On 12/19/2012, you know, occasionally I get a few comments or something. Yeah, when Dead Cross or Sharon comes back, you know, they actually know me from my past, so they'll just comment as my friends, and they're allowed to do that. But I really like to wonder, what are y'all gonna do, man? You're really gonna be facing something. It's not the apocalypse yet. They call it. Media goes between cliff and slope. It's probably slope. We didn't end up in the Dark Ages, at least from Rome. Most of the planet never got up that high. We never knew how. But, you know, you actually gotta care about the whole and not just about the fluff. Totally. As sad as it is to say this, they euthanize things that just can't exist happy. We were watching Hoarders, and the cats were everywhere, trying to make a living, just like slums. When whatever is at the current time, and you end up here, and the leadership and the system sucks so bad, sometimes you need to go. Sad but true. I thought about suicide myself. And Daddy said, go get stoned and wake up tomorrow and see if you still want to do it. So, as much as I shouldn't do it, I will say this. If you really want to leave, you gotta think about it for at least 6 months. It takes 9 months to be born, so 6 months to decide, I can't find a way out. They give you lots of guns and drugs nowadays, man. It ain't that hard to get out. But I'm just saying, this is going to get fixed. I promise you. Is it in your lifetime? This I don't know. But I'm asking you, don't do it on a whim. And don't make babies if you're having sex is part of nature. You gotta do it because hormones won't. Well, actually, I never did. Even with Sharon, we both did it like twice just to know what it felt like. But you know, I was like, it's wrong to have sex with you if it's not okay with the person you live with. I used to, whatever, you know, whatever. I still love Sharon, you know that. She still loves me. She kept track of the days better than I did. I said 20 years, she said 18 months, 18 years, 3 months, and 2 days. Something like that. Don't commit suicide without trying to find a way. And then we got Dr. Oz, thanks to Oprah, saying that, you know, hospitals gonna try and take care of you. And yet we all know what the front desk says, you don't got insurance, no shirt, no shoes, no service. I'm sorry, I got in on that one. Things gotta get better. Don't make kids if they don't think you need them. You know what society is living in and how they're playing, and we can defeat them, but passive resistance don't make babies. They'll try and get her overseas. I just wouldn't put my genes in a place that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Daddy loves all good. If you're good, trust him.